Hey, welcome back to my channel, or if you're a new viewer, hi. My name is Michelle. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us today. So for today's video, I'm just going to be doing like a chatty get ready with me. I have to go to work in a few hours, and I'm going to be getting ready anyway, so I figured I would just take the opportunity to chat with you guys while I'm doing that. I wanted to go live today, but I don't have that figured out yet. I've been working on it forever, it feels like. It's a lot of work. It is quite the pain in the ass to figure out a live setup and to do it well. So anyway, those will be coming soon in case you've been wondering, if you've been wondering, of course. So I'm not going to be using anything new except for maybe a palette or two. It just depends on what eye look I try to end up with. Again, this has to be like work appropriate, although I kind of push that boundary a little bit sometimes. So I'm going to try to come up with something that isn't too loud and over the top. We'll see how that works out for me. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, but you enjoy makeup and beauty content, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you click off today. While you're at it, tap that notification bell right by the subscribe button. I don't upload like every day or anything, so you're not going to get notifications like crazy, but you will get one every time I upload, and you'll know when I do that. So don't forget to do that. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Get ready with me. All right, so I'm not going to be using a bunch of new products. Actually, I really want to start using more of what's already in my collection because I have a fairly large collection as it is. I really don't need to keep buying new stuff all the time. So for my primer, I'm going to dip into the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Pore Refiner Primer. I really enjoy using this. It's something I use quite often. I know it works well for me, and it does help minimize my pores a little bit, but it's not one of those primers that's going to like make my makeup break down more quickly. So that's the main reason why I like this one. One of my favorite things to do here on my channel is talk to you guys. That's why I'm so excited to start doing live streams. When I post a video and I see the same people commenting and we have our little like conversations, I truly enjoy that. I look forward to it. It's probably the most favorite part. Well, besides filming, I really enjoy filming too, but those conversations are like the high point of me posting a video. I really enjoy chatting with you guys. I cannot wait until I get this live stream situation figured out. I'm not really good at maintaining friendships in my real life. I think it's just because I'm so busy, and I don't know. I really don't know what it is. So having those friendships with you guys mean a whole lot to me. So now that that primer's laid down, I'm going to go ahead and mix together a lot of foundations. If you've been here for a while, you know I do this all the time. I love mixing foundations. I think that it's just a smart way to go through your collection, especially if you have a large one. It's a smart thing to do. And I just like the way the foundation wears when I do that. I like being able to mix together different formulas and finishes. So I've got 7 sitting in front of me that I'm going to mix together, and I'm just going to flash them really quickly. That way you guys know what I'm using. I'm going to use the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear, the Cover FX Power Play. I'm going to mix in the very little bit that I have left of the Fenty Beauty, their matte foundation. I've got a very little bit left of the Airbrush Flawless Foundation from Charlotte Tilbury. A little bit of my Estee Lauder Double Wear. Some Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue. And then last but not least, the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. So what new releases are you guys super excited about? There's nothing that's really... Do I have anything that I'm going to grab? I'm waiting on the new Huda Beauty foundation stick to get to me. I love foundations, obviously, so I like trying different formulas. Well, that's the end of the Fenty Beauty one. But, like, there's nothing I'm super excited to get. I think I'm just burnt out on buying makeup. I have so much that I haven't even really had a chance to use yet. All right, I need to get a move on. Let's jump into the foundation. I've mixed those foundations together, and I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush. I actually really like this one. I like this brush. It makes my foundation spread very nicely. Like, I feel like it goes a long way when I use this brush. So what else? What else can we chat about? So I know I did a video talking about like the last Chatty Get Ready With Me that I did. I talked about dating and dating apps and all that stuff. And I signed up for Match. I ended up putting pictures on my profile that showed like me with makeup, me without makeup. I'm not trying to catfish anybody. I want people to know how I look both ways since I do wear makeup a good bit. But anyway, I uploaded my profile, and this was like a month or so ago. And I was so overwhelmed within the first week just with the profile views and the likes and the messages. And I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm hot shit. I got all these messages and all these likes. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say that I'm not good at this shit and I'm overwhelmed. So I've opened the app a couple times since then, and I've seen that I have messages and all that stuff, and I get overwhelmed and I just close it back up. It's ridiculous. It's no wonder I'm single. Just, the whole idea, the whole thought of it just overwhelms the shit out of me. Not only that, but some of these profiles that these guys have, like in their pictures, they're either wearing sunglasses so you can't really see what they look like. Audra at home did a video about dating apps, and it was the funniest video I've seen in a long time. I could not stop laughing. And she is so spot on. It was freaking hilarious. I'll try to link her down below so you guys can check it out. Solid gold. It was so funny. And it's just true. They're either wearing sunglasses, or they think that they're like the best thing since sliced bread, or there's nothing in their profile at all. Just pictures. Like, I don't know. I shouldn't be critical because I'm not perfect, and I know that. But if I can't even see what you look like, I'm probably, and that sounds so vain, I'm not a vain person, but there has to be at least some level of physical attraction there. I mean, everyone can agree with me on that, I'm pretty sure. Or I'm not even gonna why even bother if I don't know. If I can't see your face, I'm probably not gonna message you back. Just being real, keeping it real since 1983. Or it's like so blurry that you can't, like I have one that's so blurry you can't even see anything. You can't see anything. Why would you use that as a profile picture? I think the amount of effort they put into their profile in general is a good indicator on how serious they are about looking for something real. Like if you can't even see what they look like in their picture, or they don't even have any picture of themselves, or I don't know, they don't have anything written in their profile, to me that just screams, I'm not that serious about, finding something serious. I'm just on here having fun. That's what that says to me. Whether that be true or not. Damn it, I should have plucked the stash first. We gotta take care of a few stray hairs, BRB. And the sad thing is, I have a paid subscription on Match. That's the other thing. If they're not paying for it, that also tells me they're not that serious. I have a paid subscription on Match, and I'm not even really looking at it because I'm just overwhelmed. How freaking smart is that? I don't know how people leave foundation all over their lips. Like, it is the worst feeling, and it looks so funky. That's just my opinion. To each their own. I just hate it. I hate how it feels on my lips. That's better. Alright, so for my concealer, I'm going to mix together two. One of my favorite concealers right now is the Jesus. One of my favorite concealers right now is the Dior Forever Skin Correct. I love this concealer. It's so, creamy and full coverage. Fantastic concealer. But I'm going to mix that in with the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric. I bought this, I think, because I saw Mel Thompson using it and raving about it. And it's not a favorite of mine, but I'm going to mix the two together. That way it brightens up this Dior concealer a little bit, since the Dior concealer is very close to, my natural skin tone. So, a little update on my health situation. I know whoa, that was a lot. I didn't mean to put that much down. I know I was telling you guys about my stomach issues I've been having, and just, it's been a whole ordeal. It's been going on for over a year. I'm so fed up and exhausted with the entire situation. But I'm hoping to get some answers after this week. I finally got some lab testing scheduled. Wednesday I have to have a gallbladder scan done. I think it's called a HIDA scan or a pipetta scan. But it's where they inject you with, nuclear liquid. And they watch and see how it travels through your system, through your gallbladder. And I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous about it. I don't think it's supposed to be painful or anything. But I know the person asked me on the phone if I was claustrophobic. I wouldn't say I'm extremely claustrophobic, but if I'm in, real tight space, I mean, I don't like that. I'm okay in an elevator, but I don't like the idea of being in something that resembles a coffin. If that's what we're doing here, you know? And I think that's what this is, something that's very enclosed. So I'm a little nervous about that. I'm a little nervous to hear the results from it. But I'm also really excited because I need answers. I need answers, and I needed them like last year. I've been fighting with this, and it's been just such a pain in the ass. Like, I am sick more than I'm not sick. I'm feeling shitty more than I'm feeling fine. And I'm just tired. I'm tired of it. And I want to feel better. And I can't feel better until I know what it is, so I know how to treat it. So I'm just hoping I get some solid answers after this week. On top of this gallbladder scan, they're going to do an abdominal ultrasound on Saturday, which is Halloween. I have to go get that done right before I go into work. And they're going to look at all my organs, in my abdomen, and just see if it's anything other than the gallbladder. I don't think it's my gallbladder, because your gallbladder is located on the right side of your body, and the discomfort and pain that I have is more on the left, like center or center left of my body. So I don't know. I think it's got something to do with obviously it's something with my digestive system. I've thought maybe Crohn's, something else I've been considering is maybe I have a gluten allergy, which I'm going to sound like a complete asshole saying this, but I'm just being completely honest. I was one of those people that kind of was like, there's no such thing as a gluten allergy. Like, what is that? All this gluten-free stuff. It's a thing. It's a thing. And shame on me for ever having that opinion. I looked into it. I did a lot of research because I've been trying to figure things out on my own since I've gotten zero answers. But actually, a lot of the symptoms that I've been having go pretty well with symptoms of having a gluten allergy or having celiac disease. So, like, I hope that's not what it is. But at least I know that if that is what it is, all I have to do is stop eating shit with gluten in it, which I'm already trying to do. I already altered my diet. Like, it has been crazy. So, I'm using the Nars eyeshadow base in the shade Light. Is it Light? Yeah, Light. I can alter my diet. Like, that's fine. If that's what I need to do, if that's what this is, I'm fine with that. I just hope it's nothing serious. I mean, you just never know. So, while I'm excited to get the testing done, I'm also really anxious and nervous. And I'm just praying for results that are not devastating. I guess let's put it that way. I've been fairly lucky and blessed most of my life with not dealing with things like this. I've never had any, like, major health issues. I've had some bumps in the road. I've had some scares. And things that cleared up, things that got better. But you just never know, especially as you get older. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you're going to develop something or, Did you know that 1 in 2 men get cancer? And 1 in 3 women? Like, did you know it was that prevalent? I didn't know that until I started researching. And that scared the ever-loving shit out of me. I've already dodged cancer once. I had precancerous cells on my cervix and had to have those burned off 2 years ago? I think 2 years ago. And that was awful. That whole procedure was awful. But I was very grateful that I was smart enough to get a pap test done. Ladies, I don't care how uncomfortable it is or how uncomfortable it makes you feel. Please go get your yearly pap test done. It's super important. That's the only way to prevent something from turning into something worse. I'm grateful that I was doing that, getting a test done every year. Otherwise, I wouldn't have caught it. And if I'd let it go long enough, it could have developed into full-blown cervical cancer. So I do still have to go get tested once a year for the next few years until it shows nothing. And then I think it's like once every 5 years or 3 years or something like that. But it's just, the world we live in. It's crazy how many people have these underlying illnesses and don't know about it or have already dealt with these types of illnesses. Like, so many of us. Take care of your bodies. I've said that before. You only get one. You get one. If you don't take care of it now, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure in the future. So yeah. So I cut gluten out of my diet like a week ago. Some symptoms of having celiac disease or a sensitivity to gluten are brain fog, which I deal with all the time. Digestive issues, whether it be like constipation or diarrhea. which I deal with all the time. I know this is probably TMI, but maybe you're dealing with this too, or maybe, you know, you're trying to figure out some stomach issues too, so maybe this will help somebody. Feeling tired all the time, not just tired, but fatigued. That's me, all the time. Getting bloated, me. You know, pain in your stomach, again, me. Another major symptom of celiac disease is indigestion and heartburn. And that's what they basically diagnosed me with from the get-go, was having severe acid reflux. So, I don't know. Again, if that's what it is, I can alter my diet. I can stay on a gluten-free diet, and that would be fine by me. I'm just hoping it's not something that's going to have long-term effects on my health. So, I don't know. I'm nervous about the testing, but I'm also super excited because I'm hoping it gives us some answers. If I don't get answers after this week, I don't know, because I'm at the point where I'm so frustrated. When you have something going on with your health, with your body, and it's something that disrupts everyday life, something that makes you feel so crappy that you don't even want to get out of bed some days, and makes you feel like you don't even want to go to work because you feel horrible, not just physically, but mentally. I can't explain to you what that does to you. If you are somebody that deals with something like that, then you know exactly what I mean. And I need some resolution. I need some answers because it's exhausting. I don't know if I really like the way this is sitting on my skin, but we're going to move it along anyway. So I don't know what's happening underneath these eyeballs, but it looks rough. I'm guessing it's the Power Fabric because, again, the Dior I really love. I really like the way it sits. I'm going to take the tiniest amount of my Bye Bye Under Eye from IT Cosmetics and just try to cover up some of the dryness. It's killing me. I have to. I've kind of gotten away from using this so much here lately, which I know is probably a shock to some of you. You could just see the line between that and like my foundation, and it was looking real funky. So I don't know if it's because this product's getting old, because it's been in my collection forever now, or if it's something I just never noticed before. It definitely brightens up that under eye area. It's not going to look as crazy once I set it. So this is all happening this coming week, and my birthday is on November 1st, which is Sunday. Wouldn't that be like the perfect birthday gift, finding out what the hell's wrong with me? I doubt I'll get my results back that quick. It's probably going to take at least a few days. But I would even settle for that being a late birthday gift. I think that these health issues have had they've played a large role in my mental health not being tip-top here lately. It's really gotten to me. It's really been bothering me, and it's just kind of compounded and made things worse. I do want to say to anybody that took the time to reach out to me on Instagram, I don't know if I've already said this in a video, but thank you so much for being so kind, for taking the time to message me personally, and just with some of you said, you know, if you ever need anything, reach out. Like, I'm here if you ever need to talk, or sharing your stories with me. Like, I cannot explain to you how much that has meant to me, and I'm just an emotional wreck this weekend. It's that time of the month. We're going to blame it on that. I'm just so grateful that I have such amazing friends here in my little community, and honestly, so truly grateful for you guys. So thank you so much for being amazing and supportive and just really being there for me. It means more to me than I can even sit here and explain to you. So I went ahead and set my face with the Fenty Beauty setting powder in the shade Butter. I really love this setting powder. I've had it for quite a while, and I use it all the time, and I think I'm like only halfway through it. So you get an insane amount of product in here. If you're somebody that's been interested in trying it out, I really enjoy it. I didn't want to show you the process. It's not that interesting. All right, now we're going to go ahead and contour just a little bit. I'm going to be using the contour kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This one is in the shade Fawn. It's just a cool toned brown powder. We're just going to define the cheekbones a little bit, maybe get rid of some of this 5-head. We'll go from there. If there has been this weird, like, fuzzy noise in the background of this video, I'm sorry. I'm messing around with my mic settings, or just the mic in general, and I don't know what the hell is going on, but it's this really weird, you'll see, because it's in a portion of this video already. I just checked it, and it's pissing me off. So I tried to adjust it. I hope it worked. Moving on. So yeah, talking about, like, my eating habits and whatnot, I have, for the most part, cut out products containing gluten, which is wheat, if you weren't aware of what that meant. Do you know how many products contain wheat that probably shouldn't? It's actually really insane. And you would be surprised just what people deal with when they have a gluten allergy. And I'm not saying that's what this is because I don't know for sure, but I did enough research to know that it's not good for people that do have that sensitivity. So most soups contain gluten. Obviously anything with like a dough, so like pizza, which is a weakness of mine, so that kind of sucks. I tried the gluten-free crust with the cauliflower that's made out of cauliflower. Wasn't exactly my favorite. It was just kind of weird. The crust was weird, and I didn't really care for it. So can't really say I'll be eating that again anytime soon. What else? Just a lot. There's a lot of stuff that contains gluten that you wouldn't imagine. So it's been a little difficult trying to find things to eat that don't. I've mainly been sticking to like a lot of fruits and vegetables, which is really healthy for you anyway, so that's cool and all. But it's expensive. And what else? Yogurt. So I don't know. I'm hoping that if I eliminate those types of products from my diet, that my symptoms will start to ease up a little bit. I can't say I've seen any significant changes yet because it's only been about a week, and it says that it takes like up to 4 weeks, maybe longer, before you really start to feel the full effects. So at this point, I'm willing to do just about anything. Something's got to give. Okay, now that I have the contour powder laid down, I picked out a couple of bronzers. I wanted to pull in stuff today that I haven't used in a while, at least some stuff. I just want to get some use out of what's in my collection. So this is the Pure Bronzing Act bronzer in their light shade. I haven't used this in quite some time, and I used to use it a lot. Like, you could even see in the pan where it's got like the ridges where you can see the bottom of the pan. It's exciting. And I have a bronzer I want to kind of like top it off with to give it a little sheen. Most of this wears off during my workday since I am wearing a mask. But I feel like it helps make my foundation wear longer because I've got more powder on top of it. So it kind of doesn't wear down that very last layer of foundation. I don't know if that's, actually what's happening, but it sounds good. I like this bronzer because you have to kind of build it up a little bit. So you're not going to end up with like crazy orange cheeks the first time you dip into it. I'm sure we could build it up to that point, but I don't know. I just like it. I think it's got a nice tone to it. Oh, we got real bronzed up on that forehead, didn't we? Well, that happened. I'm going to top it off like just a tiny bit of this Lumi Bronze It bronzer from L'Oreal because I feel like we're pretty bronzed at the moment. I really love this bronzer. It is such an affordable option and it's so beautiful. Like, it doesn't make your cheeks orange. It's got this gorgeous sheen to it. And again, it's affordable. So I really, really love this one. And I've used this quite a bit. I'm just going to do one of them numbers. Get the sheen going. Before we do the blush, let's do highlighter first. This, again, is a highlighter I got in an Ipsy bag. I have no clue what this is because there's obviously nothing on it. But I swatched it and it is gorgeous. And I can't tell you the last time I used it. I don't even know if I've ever used it. So I'm just going to do one of them numbers. Ooh. I never wear highlighter to work anymore because it's like, what's the point? Alright, so for blush, I'm going to dip into my Buxom Wanderlust blush. This one is in the shade Seychelles. Typically, I wait until after my eye makeup is done before I apply blush, just because I like it to be, like, cohesive. But I know that I'm going to be doing a purple or purple-ish type of eye look, and cool tones work really well with that kind of look. So I'm going to use that one, and then I'm going to top it off with the, I don't know how you pronounce this brand. I don't know if it's Duce or Duce or, I don't know, Deuce. I'm not sure. But this is what it looks like. I got this in an Ipsy bag long time ago, and I may have used it like once. So we're going to start off with Seychelles and maybe top it off with like a little dab of the single here. Okay, we're starting off with that Buxom blush. And I'm not going to go real heavy with it because, again, like, I've got plenty of bronzer down. I don't want it to look totally crazy since we're going to work. Kind of got carried away. I usually do. Look, I know I'm a blush freak. I cannot even help myself anymore. Something about it. Let's just tap a very small amount of that other blush. Ooh, that one's pigmented. I figured, you know, I can keep chatting a little bit and do my brows at the same time because I'm kind of running out of time and need to get ready to go to work. Something else that's been a little different recently is my kids. Well, a couple things. My youngest two have been spending more time with their dad, which means that they are here a lot less. And it's just different. I'm used to them being here all the time. My daughter specifically would be here like all the time. But she's spending more time with her dad, which, you know what, is fine. For a long time, he wasn't able to spend time with them. It's a long story. He wasn't around for a while. And, you know, now that he is, they want to spend time with him, which I'm all for that. I encourage it. I'm glad that he's in their lives in that way. And then my middle child, my 14-year-old, he actually went to go live with him. About a month ago. Maybe a couple weeks ago. I can't remember. I have no sense of time anymore. But it's just different. I'm used to having 2 to 3 kids in my house at all times. And now something that kind of flip-flops. They're spending more time with their dad. And now my oldest is actually spending more time here. So at the start of the pandemic, he's 17 now. I know, right? It blows my mind. My kid is 17. So at the start of the pandemic, he decided he was going to stay here for a while. Because he was so afraid that, I was going to bring back something and give it to him, and then he was going to take it back to his dad's, because his dad is not in the best of health, and neither is his grandparents, which they live with. So he was so afraid that he was going to get somebody sick. So he decided to stay here, and then at the start of the school year, now mind you, he was living with his dad and his grandparents full-time before this all started. He was coming here, on the weekends. But then when the school year started, he had the option of either being strictly online or being strictly in school. They didn't give you a happy medium. I really wish they would have done that. I wish they would have allowed, going a couple days a week in school and then doing the rest online. But that wasn't an option. So he decided he was going to stay here and do online. Also, I think because, a number of factors, but he was in soccer and my dad was helping out, was the main transportation for him for soccer practices and for games, and my dad lives right down the street, so it was just made more sense for him to be here. But now he's pretty much living here for the most part, until further notice, I guess, until he decides he wants to go back to his dad's, which I am so ecstatic about. I'm so excited that I get to see him every day. Me and his father separated when my son was really little. He was only 18 months old, something around that, when me and his dad separated. And he lived with me for quite a while. And then when he was about 7, I want to say 7 or 8, he went to go live with his dad because I was going through a really rough time in my life, and it was better that he went to go live with his dad at that time. So from 7 until last year, he was with his dad. So we're talking 9 years. I always wanted him to come back and live with me, me be his main residence. I always wanted that. That's my son. I never wanted him to leave in the first place. I just was not in a good place in my life. And, that situation has been fixed. And I had been wanting him to come live with me a few years ago, but I think he was just so comfortable where he was, which was fine. I want my kids to be happy, and I think that's something that some parents really need to, take a step back and reevaluate. When you make those decisions for your kids, make it for the right reason. Don't do it to be spiteful. Don't do it because this is what you want. Do what's best for your kid, and if your kid is happy living with the other parent, and that's really what they want, and it's a safe environment and they're okay, let them do it. That's something that I always said with my kids was, if that's what they want, I'm going to do what makes them happy because it's their life. Even if it's not what makes me happy, So I'm very grateful to have my kids' fathers want to be in their kids' lives and you know, to help me out when I need help with them or whatever, just help provide. Like, I'm very, very lucky in that regard. So, co-parenting is hard, man. It can be really difficult, and it wasn't always a walk in the park. It wasn't always easy. I know we're getting way off topic here, but if you're somebody that has a child with someone else that you guys are no longer together and you have to co-parent, the best advice I can give you is try to put your feelings aside and your wants aside and do what's best for your kid. And don't be spiteful, and, you know, as long as the other parent is a good person and it has your kid's best interest at heart, play nice. You know, don't, because your kid's just going to be upset with you when they get older. They're going to hate you for it. And I just want my kids to be happy. So if at any point my 17-year-old, well, he's 17, so he can decide where he wants to live. But if at any point he was like, all right, Mom, I'm going back to Dad's, okay. You know, come over here on the weekends, whatever makes you happy. And same thing with my youngest, too. My 14-year-old decided he wanted to go live with his dad. And, you know, me and my 14-year-old, we have a tumultuous history. I love my kids. I love them all the same. But he likes to buck the system over here, and he doesn't like what I have to say about it most of the time. He doesn't like that I have rules, and that I'm not as lenient as his dad may be. But that's just because, you know, there's history there. There's a reason why. So I think that, and there for a long time he didn't get to spend time with his dad because, you know, his dad wasn't able to be around. But now that he is, why would I hinder that? Why would I want to, like, make that difficult for him and hinder that relationship if that's what my kid wants? And if, you know, his dad is willing to be that. So I'm not going to be that person that forbids my kid to go live with their other parent. Like, I'm not going to do that. But I will say it's definitely changed, you know, my life, my home life. It's weird. It's weird not having my kids here. And I miss them a lot. So my daughter, I don't think she'll ever, like, fully move out. I think that she'll spend some time there, some time here. She likes being both places. And it's just weird. It's weird when you go from being a single parent and not getting that sort of support, not having that person there to, just in general, to be there for if your kids want to go spend time with them or want to, you know, just go out and do things with them, or when I need help with school clothes or I need help with anything. I didn't have that for a while. And not to, like, put him on blast or anything, because it's not my business to talk about his business, but without being too specific, he wasn't able to. It's not that he didn't want to, he wasn't able to. And it was really hard. It was really hard being that single parent, you know, doing all that stuff for like 5 years. Thankfully, I had help from my parents and, you know, his mom. I don't know what I would have done without them. But it was really hard. It was hard on the kids because they wanted that relationship. They wanted their dad, and it's, you know, like I said, it wasn't his fault. He couldn't be around. You know, you hear about relationships or parents where they try to get back at each other by using their kid as a pawn. Don't do that. Like, why would you do that? That's not what's best for your kid, and that's selfish and wrong. Don't be that kind of parent. Now, it's different if that parent is unsafe and shouldn't be around your kid, or, you know, makes you feel threatened in some way. I'm not saying that you should compromise that. I'm just saying that if it's strictly because you guys don't get along and you can't see eye to eye on certain things, you shouldn't put your kid through hell because of that. I don't agree with that. Okay, now that I have the crazy eyebrows on, I'm going to move along to the eyeshadow. So I am running out of time. I'm not going to be able to spend a whole lot of time on this, but I wanted to share with you guys the new palettes I picked up. I haven't really been buying too much new makeup here lately, but when I saw the new Juvia's Place palettes, what is this? The Nubian Royal and, well, the Nubian Glow. When I saw these two, the color stories, I just had to. This is the Nubian Royal, this really beautiful purple color story. I mean, the shimmers in this palette is what spoke to me the most, I'll be honest. And then the Nubian Glow, I thought this was more of like an orange toned palette, and it kind of is, but the shimmers are more yellow toned. So I really wanted to use both today. I wanted to do like purple in the crease, blow it out with that orange, make it really kind of like, I don't know, I feel like the colors would work well together, but I don't know if it would work. I don't know if it would be work appropriate. It might look kind of crazy. So I think I'm just going to stick with the Nubian Royal today. If you guys are interested in watching me do an eye look using both, or maybe like one on each eye or whatever, if you want to see more looks with these palettes, Make sure you let me know down below. Leave me some feedback on that, and I would be more than happy to do that for you guys. So again, we're going work appropriate. So to do that, first of all, let's scoot on a little closer. Oh, I'm so hungry. That's the side effect from not eating things with gluten in it. I am hungry all the time. If you switch your diet to purely like vegetables and fruits, just be prepared to be hungry every second of every day, because that's where I'm at. I just want to eat all day long. My current favorite fragrance, YSL Mon Paris. Oh my god, it smells so stinking good. Stinking. It smells good. I don't know if it's my body chemistry that's changed, but I don't remember it smelling quite like that the last time I used it. It smells so good. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this eye look, I for sure want to use this really beautiful shimmer. It's screaming my name. I gotta use it. So yeah, let's just get started. Let's just have fun and come up with an eye look real quick. So I've pretty much been on like a low buy, at my standards of a low buy anyway. I don't know, for like at least the past month or so. I want to start using what I have, and I keep saying that, but I do. I really want to start using what I already own. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is dip into this really light shade here and use that as my transition shade. When you get so excited about these new releases, and you buy them, and you use them once, and then they just sit in that drawer because you bought 20 other new releases at the same time, like, to me, that's shameful. For me, I feel ashamed. Like, why would I spend my hard-earned money on stuff like that to use it one time? Now, if I was a bigger YouTuber and I was making, like, mad money off these videos, that would be different. I could justify it that way. But with somebody my size, there's just no way. It just doesn't make any sense to be spending all this money on new releases just to use it once or twice and then collect dust. Because I have so much good makeup in my collection as it is. And I feel like a lot of us do. A lot of us have really awesome shit in our collection that is just collecting dust. I think we really need to get out of that headspace of needing everything, needing the next best thing right now, and not using what we own. Like, what kind of sense does that make? So I do want to start doing a lot more videos based around that, based around using stuff that's already in my collection. I know I keep saying that, and I guess I have. I've been doing videos like that, but I want to do even more. So if you're interested in those types of videos, maybe you have a large collection too, or maybe it doesn't have to be a large collection. Maybe you have a collection too that you're just not getting enough use out of. Let's use our stuff, guys. Let's do it. That's a really beautiful purple. I just realized I forgot I have an interview today. So my interviewee is going to come in and look at me and go, man, that makeup. Okay. I hope it's somebody that likes makeup. I want to use that orange so bad. I'm just not going to be able to today. I might do a video on it anyway just because I want to. Okay, now that I have that initial shade laid down, I think what I want to do... Man, look at how vibrant this purple is, would ya? Look how beautifully vivid that is. She's pretty. I'm going to build up. I'm going to start with the lighter shade and build up into that darker purple. Like, that is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm just going in with a smaller fluffy brush to build up. And I used the Nars eyeshadow base since I'm going to work, and I want this eye look to last. I love using like the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye base and P. Louise and stuff that's more like tacky, but it just doesn't wear as long on my lids because I have really oily lids. And if I want this to last, I need to use something that's a little bit more matte, and it's going to control oil. So that's why I use the eye base that I did today. I love that color. That is so pretty. It's showing up a little bit more like pinky purple in the monitor, but it is really like a purple shade. Well, it's not like a purple shade. It is a purple shade. All right, now I'm going to dip into this really vibrant, it's almost like a neon purple. I hope this isn't going to make it too much. I need to know how it works. Let's do it. I'm going to take a more like dense packing brush for this. So pigmented. Holy Moses. I'm really hoping I don't get this on the rest of my face. So far, knock on wood, I don't have any fallout. So I kind of stopped talking about stuff. I'm just kind of talking about the makeup at this point. What else? What else is new in my life? What is new in y'all's lives? I want to know. You'll have to leave me some feedback down below and let me know. This one does take a little bit of building up, just because of the kind of purple it is. I think that looks super pretty though. I really like it. Okay, now that I have that down, I'm just going to go back over with that light purple around the edges real quick. Just to kind of blend things together. Okay, now I'm going to dip into that really beautiful shimmery purple right here. I'm going to put that on the inner portion of my lid. Oh, this is going to be so pretty. I lied. I want to take a different lighter shade in the beginning portion there. It's not going to be from this palette. I can't help it. I love dipping into other palettes, singles, and just amping my look up. I love it. It's the whole purpose, isn't it? To have fun. Okay, the shade that I want to use to amp this look up a notch is from Cliona, and it's called Glazed. And it looks like that. I'm going to put that in the beginning portion of my lid. I mean, look how pretty that is. Not to toot my own horn or anything. I'm kind of living for that. I don't think I want to add that deeper purple on the end there. I feel like this was enough. I'm just packing on a little bit more. And I think that's going to do it. And I'm going to finish off with my mascara and some liner. And that's going to be the look, y'all. Okay, so this is the finished look. I'm not going to bother with the lipstick because, again, I'm going to work and I have to wear a mask all day, so there's really no sense in me putting a lipstick on. So all I did was I finished up with the Essence Lash Princess Mascara on my lashes, and then I lined my lower waterline with the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Crybaby, which is just a pastel, like, lilac shade. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me just rambling, talking about life and stuff that's going on in my life. Again, please know this is a place where you guys can share as well. We are a community here. If you guys want to chat, I'm always excited to see you in the comments down below. If you guys want to chat on Instagram, you can hit me up there as well. If you're not already following me, it's Makeup with Michelle Renee. So I really enjoyed playing with this Nubian Royal palette from Juvia's Place. I think it's gorgeous. I don't really like the fact that they have this pressed glitter in here. I don't really use pressed glitters. I think that they're dangerous. They're not eye safe. Every now and again I'll get a wild hair and use it, but for the most part, I stay away from them. Obviously, it didn't deter me from buying the palettes. I picked them up anyway. Great quality, right on par with, you know, other Juvia's Place palettes that I have, so glad that I grabbed them. I had a great time talking to you guys today. I hope I hear from you all in the comments. Sound off down below. What's going on with you guys? Anything that you would like to share with our little makeup community here. Let's have a conversation. If you've made it this far in the video but you haven't subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave today. Ring that notification bell so you don't miss future uploads, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.